Do you want to know if watchLAB really is a great way to potentially earn up to $400 per task, or if it's a waste of time? Then this video is for you. My name's Michael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make some extra money, and many viewers have asked me about this particular platform. So therefore, I decided to take a closer look, and in this watchLAB review, I will share all the info I found about it, both the pros and the cons, because it definitely has both, and then you can decide based on that whether this is the right opportunity for you or not. So let's start by clarifying something about the name, because you can see it's watchLAB and it's located on watchlab.com, because I've seen some confusion online, because there's also some kind of watch repair service that has kind of like the similar name. So if you search online, it can be a little bit confusing. So this is the website we are talking about, and what you can do here is basically to get paid to participate in different research, like for example focus group and things like this. We'll talk a little bit more about the exact opportunities a little bit later. But let's now go over how to join if you decide this is for you after watching this video. So when it comes to joining watchLAB, you have to go to the website, but most of the information you can find on the main website is not aimed towards us that wants to earn by participating in different research studies. This is mainly aimed towards companies that are interested in hiring participants and then want to use watchLAB to find these participants. But at the top you can see here, you can click here to join our community, and that's what you need to do. The thing is that they don't really have much information on the website about what you get access to, what you can expect and all this. So it's very strange. Like, I've tested a lot of different similar platforms, and usually they have like this platform that tells companies that are interested in hiring participants one thing, and then they have a separate site that talks more about us as users to participate here, what we can expect, but they don't have much information. So that's just one thing you need to be aware of. Hopefully by watching this video here, it will give you the information you need to make a decision whether this is for you or not. But if you then do, then you just need to go here and sign up, and you can see you need to fill out name, email address, phone number, all these different things. So as you can see, you actually do need to share a phone number. So if you don't feel comfortable about doing that, then this is not the right panel for you. Personally, I understand that many platforms want to make sure that you're a real person, that you're located where you say you are, and all these different things. So I don't as such have a problem with verification on platforms, but I do not really like giving a phone number right when you join, especially when it's a platform that doesn't really tell you much about what to expect. So that's just my personal opinion. But if you want to join, you do have to share your phone number. But let's now then talk a little bit more about the earning opportunities you will potentially get access to if they accept your application. So as mentioned, they don't really have much information for participants, but you can look at the website still, and then you can see over here, this is actually all the information they have for participants. They say participate online, by telephone, in home, in person. So that's all the information. But when you then look at what they describe to companies that they are offering, then you can get a better idea about what that means you would also participate in. You can see that they, for example, have telephone, web enabled, and or webcam interviews. So all this is where you can share your opinion in one way or another. It can also be remote or in-person usability testing, for example, website, apps, whatever. It can be focus groups, traditional focus groups where you're actually in person. They have them online also. It can be in-depth interviews. Again, it can be sometimes in person. It can be online. Shop along interviews. Shop along means like where you go to a shop and somebody says like, okay, you're looking for this and this, and then you just share your thoughts while you go around in the shop. I once participated in something like this. Can be kind of fun actually. But you can see also in-home user test, taste tests, mock trial, mock jury. So they have a lot of different research options you potentially can participate in. And when you just look over here, there's not really much information, but this tells you more about exactly what type of studies you'll participate in. And just be aware that if you want to participate in the ones that are in person, like in many cases, in my experience anyways, in person often pay more, but there's also some disadvantages, of course, because you have to go there actually. But we'll talk a little bit more about the full earning potential a little bit later. But you can see here they say that these are the following market. Again, they don't say that, to the participants, but they say it to the companies. But you can figure out when these are the ones they say, that is also where they will have the most participants. But they also say no cities out of reach. So that also means that even if you do not live in one of these, then there might be opportunities, but you should expect that these locations are where you will find the most opportunities to participate in studies also. And you can also see the audience. Again, they don't tell you anything about that on the place where you can join the panel. I find that so strange, but anyways, you can see they are looking for both like small business owners, merchants, but just regular consumers also, physicians, all kind of different types of people. So basically, no matter your background, you can potentially get access to some of these different opportunities to earn. But let's then talk about how you potentially would get paid and also how much you can earn. So when it comes to getting paid, again, they don't have any information really about that, but by testing further and doing more research, so I've been able to find out that they usually pay in cash, but the exact payment method will vary from project to project. But before accepting any type of project, you will of course always get an invitation, and you can always read the exact conditions. How much time do you need to put into this? What do you need to do? How much will you get paid? And how you will get paid. So that is very important to, of course, pay attention to, and then you can decide based on each project which projects you want to participate in. But one thing that I have seen a lot of people talk about online is also that it can take quite a long time to actually get paid if you participate in the online studies. Sometimes we are talking weeks. I have even seen people waiting for months to actually get the payment. But you know, if you've tried it yourself, please share your experiences below. How long did it take you to get paid? But if you participate in person, in many cases you will get paid right after participating. Like actually, if you go to an interview, you will get it right after the interview. So that's also just something to consider. But let's then talk about how much you can potentially earn for these tasks. So watchLAB doesn't give you any examples on the website of how much you would pay, but overall I know from experience that this type of research studies usually pay quite well, and I have seen examples from watchLAB where they pay up to $400 for one task. But of course that is not the average you can expect, but some tasks, sometimes if you have a very specific profile where you're willing to commit quite a lot of time, sometimes over several weeks, then you can earn several $100s. But of course, if it's a short phone interview, 20 minutes, you should not expect that much. Then more realistically, you should expect somewhere between $10 and $30 for these online short tasks. But in general, the more commitment that is required, of course, the more you'll get paid. But overall, you can expect to get quite good money per task. But of course, you need to consider also that sometimes it can take long to get paid, and also that you will not necessarily get very many tasks, because that's in general the challenge with any kind of focus groups or user tests and things like this, that they usually don't have too many tasks available for each member. So that's why it's a good idea to join several platforms. So to sum it all up, watchLAB is potentially a way to earn quite good money for participating in interesting research studies, but the website definitely could use some work. They do not have a lot of information, which I don't really think is a great thing, because there's a lot of their competitors that have a lot more information, and that just means that it's more user-friendly. But if you think it sounds interesting, you can join, and of course then get access to some of these paid tasks, just not the very many. And that's also why, as mentioned earlier, I recommend that whenever you do any kind of research studies like this, that you join several platforms, because then you will get more frequent studies you can participate in and increase your earning opportunities. If you only join one platform, you have to be lucky maybe to get once a week, maybe once a month. Sometimes it might be months in between different tasks. But if you join like 5-10 platforms, then you will regularly get options. So I also do have a list on my website of the best online focus groups that you can do basically from anywhere. So I'll leave a link to that below so you can go and check that out. And I also have a list of the best product testing sites if you're interested in that, and a list of the best user testing websites where you can find these different types of user tests. So there are plenty of options you can sign up for. So I'll leave a link to those options below there, these full lists where you can find more opportunities to increase your earnings. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you. And if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.